is Janet Wright, and this is a recap video where I am discussing what I did in the group healing, the mini triplet group healing that I did today, May 12th, 2017, and this is the Friday before Mother's Day. I don't know though if every country the participants are in celebrates that holiday, but a lot of the participants are in the US, so for them it's almost Mother's Day. I'm gonna use two different sceneries in this video. I just wanted to show you this is an apple tree in the side yard that we have, and I've never had a fruit tree before, and I just think it's cool, like it's blooming. I'm going to show you the flowers. There were more flowers, but we had a lot of rain yesterday, so the petals are now all over the ground. But anyway, so someday in a couple months, all those flowers will be apples. Yay! So anyway, I will change scenery. You'll get two sceneries in one video. But first I just wanted to give you a little fun statistics about the participants this time. I did expand the number of participants in honor of it being the triplet set that's before, during, and after Mother's Day, because I figured a lot of people need healings at that time. So we did have 50 participants this time, 50, in 6 different countries. About half of the participants, again, I think this holiday kind of inspired people because about half of the participants were participating with at least one family member, if not more. So there was like an adult brother and sister, both participating consciously. They both participated. There was 2 different mother-daughter sets, and then there was 2 different families of 2 parents and 2 kids each that are participating this time, and then there's one adult guy that is his parents are participants as well with him. So I think that's everything of the family ones. So I think it was extra families this time. I mean, it's pretty common though that triplets are a fun thing to share, like with a friend or something. Like we do have some friends, you know, that they're both participating. But anyway, it's just fun. I love knowing all that stuff. Oh, and the kids, one of them, she's a big girl now. She's a junior adult. She's 15, so hi. And then we have our old triplet experts from last time, 2 boys in the same family that are 10 and 7. Hi! And then we have newcomers. Their whole family's participating. They're one of the families of 4 participating. And the girl is 6 and the boy is 4. So I don't know if they're going to find out consciously. I mean, they say yes, they want the healing, but on a spirit level. But I don't know if they're going to ever watch the video. But if they do, hi! Okay, cool. So I'll give you different scenery through the magic of video. If you have never worked with me before, but you're hearing these videos, feel free to sign up by paying for a mini triplet healing set coming up, you know, like in 2 weeks or a month or whatever, because a lot of new people try the mini triplet sets, and you know, I mean, everybody's different, but it's generally very new person friendly. So don't feel like you already have you should have known me already for 2 years in order to do this healing. It's not like that at all. Okay. For a nutshell, maybe, the whole fact that it's Mother's Day for the majority of the participants, well, before, during, and after Mother's Day, did have a lot to do with the theme of this healing. This healing in particular, but they're probably all going to have some level of family-related theme. It was sort of like liberating yourself from I mean, you know, there are positive aspects to families for many people. Some people have families where there's no positive aspect to their family, but for many people there are positive aspects, but then there are stressful, not so positive aspects. And so this healing is more to help people clear stress from those negative aspects of their family situations. So that's the little nutshell. So, you know, it's not like anti-family, it's just anti-control, you know, anti-stress. Okay, great. And we'll see if I'm gonna get rained on in this video. We'll find out. Okay, so first, oh, well, before the timer started, I said hi to everybody individually, which I don't think I have to spend as much time as I did. I just thought it was interesting because I had like 50 participants this time, so I just spent like probably like 10 minutes at least, just one at a time saying hi to everybody. And you know, I just say hi to participants on a spirit level one at a time, just individually, and then I just, you know, let them know that the healing's gonna start soon, and are they okay with that, and are they ready to like work with their angels before, during, and after the healing, you know, and then I get like a yes from their angels too, like yes, she's ready, or yes, he's ready. So I just like doing that, but maybe someday I'll stop doing that. It's not necessary. I mean, because everybody already agreed and everybody already got prepped with their angels in their sleep the night before. Even the people, there were like a couple, like 3 people or something that just signed up this morning, but they had already, the angels knew, so they had already been prepped by their angels the night before. Okay, so anyway, when I started, I helped everybody to get a red grounding, and that was at the suggestion of the angels, because I could have just been like, okay, red, orange, or yellow grounding people, but the angels were like, no, red is really good, let's do that. So grounding is, you know, I have 2 videos on grounding if you need to know. Well, yeah, if you're curious, of course, it's good to know. But it just connects you to the center of the earth, right? So if my aura is like this wide, my grounding is this wide, and it goes all the way down the center of the earth, and it goes all the way around me. So my aura is like 2 feet all the way around me, and so I like to have a really nice wide grounding that goes high up. It goes up as high, for me, like usually probably like 2nd or 3rd chakra. It goes this high. 3rd chakra is right here where your sternum ends. Like there's this bone here, right? Here's your rib cage, all the rib bones, but then the sternum bone is right here, it goes up and down, and when that ends, that's where your 3rd is. So I think a lot of times I like my grounding to go up that high. It doesn't have to, it could go just as high as your 1st chakra at the base of your spine. But I just figure more grounding better. You know, grounding helps you to release, it helps you to be very stable, less stressed out. Helps you to, you know, feel like you're a big, strong, rooted tree. Rah! Okay. So anyway, everybody had like a big, strong red grounding that was flowing downward, and I just helped everybody to, you know, like I sent gold universal healing energy to everybody's grounding to help them to kind of unclog it a little bit, so that there's a nice, strong downward releasing effect through the grounding down to the center of the earth. Then I helped with aura repair. So again, the aura is that energy field all the way around you that everybody has. Even if you didn't know you have it, you have an aura. And your chakras, which are energy centers, well, your major 7 chakras along your spine is what generates your aura, because they make energy, and so then that's what fills up the bubble with your energy. You know, you could think of your aura like a bubble that goes all around you. So anyway, some people in particular, well, the angels pick sample people for me to look at, you know, so at a given time they'll be like, look at that person, and so then I'll look at them and what they need, the whole group needs. That's what the angels are saying. So my sample person had like this big tear in the top of their aura, and I noticed a couple people had that, and so I gave everybody a aura healing. I do have 2 videos, Energy Wax Part 1 and Part 2, that WHACKS, Energy Wax Part 1 and Part 2. That just gives you lots of good fundamental information on the aura and why you could get a tear in it. You know, you get a tear in it if someone throws energy at you. And then, well, if you have something hard and stuck, and then they throw energy at you, and then it makes a tear. But anyway, so I helped everybody. I just sent like universal gold light around the outside of everybody's aura, and then that helps to like just wash out the rips and tears, and then they just start to mend up and grow back together. So then everybody had a whole aura. So now later, like 5 hours after the healing, if somebody gets pissed at you and they throw energy at you again, you could get a brand new tear in your aura, you know? So like last Triplet said, I had a client go, what's the point of having a healing if I don't feel good? But it's like, I promise at that time when I was healing your aura, everybody had a nice whole aura, you know? So, so anyway, and then fourth chakra, the angels picked a different sample person for the fourth chakra. And fourth chakra is like the energy center that generates enthusiasm, self-love, motivation. It's like the ultimate chakra that makes you feel good, you know, so you're like, I'm having a good day, you know. That's right here in your chest. Fourth chakra, number 4, chakra number 4 makes you feel good. So so my sample person had some like messed up, you know, damage in the front and the back of their heart chakra. So I just healed. That means to me that the angels, since the angels picked him out and that's what he had, then that means everybody needed extra healing at their heart chakra. So, which kind of makes sense, you know, even for the mothers. I mean, everyone always needs that, but for the Mother's Day theme, because say like you have a sibling or a parent trying to, you know, guilt trip you or force you into something, they might, you know, connect here and be like, oh, you have to, blah, 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 you know, it's Mother's Day, yeah. So the more your fourth chakra is repaired and whole, then the less like tight and heavy you feel here. When it gets tight and heavy, you could feel like a failure, you know, like, oh, I never do anything right, you know. That means your heart chakra is too heavy, or you feel like tremendously guilty about something. Again, that just means that your heart chakra is too clogged up. So anyway, I have like lots of great fourth chakra videos just because it's nice to get it healed. So you could just send gold light with your hands, because you have a big energy center right here, and then you have little energy centers in each fingertip. And so you can just, with your intention, with your mind, like set it to generate gold light, and then just send it in. Just imagine like the chunks of hard energy from other people, you know, like it's almost like stones or rocks or something in there, and you just use the gold light to melt away the stones and the rocks, and they wash out the back of your fourth chakra, because your chakra is like a cylinder, and there's a round opening in the front and a round opening in the back. And so you just send the gold light in the front and kind of unblock the front with that gold light, and then it goes through that cylinder. And then there are some, even mine has some rocks in the back. Even mine. It's because I just say it that way because, you know, sometimes you think, like, even me, I think like, okay, well, I meditate this morning, why isn't my chakra perfect now? You just have to give up on that idea of perfect. So anyway, I'm just sending the gold light through, and then the little rocks that are in the back are melting away. And then the cords, energy cords, that was another thing that I spent a lot of time clearing with people today, was clearing energy cords. Because again, that's a manipulative thing. Sometimes people don't even know they're doing it to somebody else. But if you're so set on what somebody should be doing, and you're kind of in your mind like, well, they have to, then you may be courting them. You know, if you're really mellow about it, maybe you're not courting them. But if you're like really intense about it, you might be courting them. And I mean, people get caught up on, okay, am I courting you? Are you courting me? You know, just imagine gold light up and down your whole spine and just melt away all the cords. You know, the only cord that people really need is like between a parent and a kid that's like 13 years old or younger. They need a cord at the first chakra. That's a good cord. That helps the kid feel safe. So that one stays. But all the others are just generally people trying to manipulate you. Although sometimes they don't know they're doing it, so they mean well. But you know, if you just imagine the cords melting away, then it just helps you to be your best that day. So again, I have a video called Removing Energy Cords that just gives you the basics on that. And really all my demo style videos probably talk about melting away energy cords. But anyway, so then I was helping people heal their chakras, the 7th chakra in the top of the head, which helps with decisions. So again, some of my sample people had like siblings or parents, or like say if they were they had kids that were all grown up, and their kids, or actually their kids were trying to like manipulate them and change their mind about something, they might have a cord from them in this top energy center, the 7th chakra. So I just helped everybody to clear, melt away the energy cords that they were ready to let go of at that top energy center. And again, if you heal here, it just helps you feel more confident and helps you to have your goals, you know, like I'm going to do my homework right now, or I'm going to do emails right now, or I'm going to make dinner right now. You know, it helps you to focus. So anyway, I help people clear cords at the 7th, at the 4th, which is also for motivation, but like a happy, joyful motivation. And then 1st chakra at the base of the spine, which helps somebody feel safe and not worry. A different sample person had like really like compressed energy immediately above their 7th chakra. So let me back up. So like here's the top of my aura right here, tippy top. And then first layer is like this big, actually I have a big first layer, so my first layer is like this, and then my second layer is like this. So it's just like that space right there, you know? And so if you want to do it for yourself, and a lot of my demo style videos, I'm walking people through this. I have a whole demo style playlist where I walk people through healing themselves as I heal myself. But anyway, so this area right here, if you like kind of comb through that and lighten it up and help it to flow better, because otherwise it's like you have a stack of books like on top of your head, and it's like all compressed, and it can put you in a bad mood, and it can make you not want to wake up in the morning, all sorts of things. So anyway, I helped everybody. I sent gold universal healing energy in that location, you know, just to help everybody kind of start to clear blocked energy that they had there. And that's a really universal place to want to heal, particularly like in the morning, but at any time. Then a sample person needed a little bit of help clearing energy blocks at the very top and the very bottom of their aura, which again is really common. You'll hear me a lot in these recap videos say that kind of thing. So that if you imagine a copy of your aura out in front of you, and then the very top of it and the very bottom of it, it's like you get, I even have it right now, like I have a stack of 4 up here and a stack of 4 down here, and it's like little books, you know, and you just melt away the books. You can ground the books, make little groundings for the books, and then just melt them away. So that's really common. I had to do that a bunch for myself this morning. But I did that in the healing for all the participants. Oh, and then again with that I help people in this healing just like clear out everybody trying to make you feel a certain way or make you do certain things. Because again, I know I do have some kids listening, and you know, it's a little different when you're a kid. Like if you're 18 or under, like it's sort of like there's a spiritual agreement between you and your parents, and they're looking out for you. And so like, for example, doing homework, you know, like it's part of the agreement that you have with them is that they would kind of communicate to you about the importance of certain things, you know, like homework, or, you know, brushing your teeth, you know, like your parents can't let you not brush your teeth your whole childhood, all your teeth would fall out, you know. So there are certain agreements that people have with a parent when they're a kid that technically are really beneficial, you know, because you don't want your teeth to fall out. So that stuff, you know, it's like you could keep that, you know. at least until you're 18. And then, you know, when you're 30, if you still have your parent in your space telling you to brush your teeth, then that's gonna like block you up in your life. So, you know, that's part of what I did with people, is to help people to just, you know, the gold light, it doesn't force anything, you know, it's this neutral kind of universal healing energy. So it just helps you to release what you're willing to release and you want to release. So it's like, you know, if I have a 30-year-old participant who still has her mother in her space going, did you brush your teeth? Then, you know, she cleared it out in today's healing. Of course, you know, if I have I did have moms and kids in this healing. So obviously there's still that agreement of, you know, like if the 7-year-old, if he should brush his teeth still, you know, so but that's a clean agreement that he has with his mom, so that didn't change, you know. All right, you want good energy, but you also want good teeth, guys. As much as possible. So anyway, then there are these but okay, long story short, I did help clear out expectations too. Like, you know, if someone's in your space, but also just their expectations. Like, I want you to call me, it's Mother's Day. You know, like help you to clear that out, so that then you just make a free will decision of if you're gonna call and when you're gonna call, rather than you just being a puppet, being pulled by somebody else. So I help people clear out, you know, coercion, expectations, energy cords from their partners, their ex-partners, their ex-husbands, their step-parents, their parents if they're adults, you know, all sorts of things. So that's that. There are these rings, like 3 gold rings that are part of your energy system. They're kind of like chakras, but they're shaped differently. They're just like, it's kind of like if you see a painting of an angel and then they have these little gold rings like a halo above their head, you know? So it's like 1, 2, 3. And your spirit, when you wake up in the morning, travels in through those gold rings. And those gold rings, like I said, they're part of your energy system, and they generate creative energy for you. And so you want them to just be like round and gold and not have like junk stuffed in them. Because if they have junk stuffed in them, then you have to like kind of detour around them to get in your chakras when you wake up in the morning. So you tend to feel kind of, you know, like you're half there all the time. So this healing and a lot of healings, I help people to just, you know, I run gold light in that area with that intention that I'm helping people to kind of clean out those rings so that the gold rings are still there, but they're not like jammed up with gunk and junk. So particularly the bottom one, they kind of loosely relate to body, mind, spirit. So the one at the bottom is for the body, and I noticed that there was a lot of sort of sibling coercion energy in the bottom one, which I guess makes sense, because like kids, when they grow up together, they just sort of, it's kind of like they pay attention to what you're doing and what you're not doing, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So there was some energy from, you know, people that had like bossy siblings, that when they grew up, like there was still energy there from those siblings. So I just helped people to, you know, melt away that energy that was in that bottom creative ring from their bossy siblings. Bossy, judgmental siblings. So let's see. Oh, okay. Then it was sort of like, you know, the elephant in the room. Okay, it's Mother's Day. Hello. Or, well, it's 2 days before Mother's Day in the US. So I help people to heal their agreements with their mothers. Like, for example, heal meaning not like make it better in the way that I think it should be at all. It's just like kind of help people to, I just ran Gold Universal Healing Energy. So because obviously I'm working with 50 different people have a lot of different situations. You know, some of my participants, their moms are in heaven now. Some of my participants, their moms are living, but maybe they don't get along, or maybe they do get along, you know, all sorts of different things. Maybe they choose, because the relationship wasn't working and they're all grown up now, maybe they actually are not in contact with each other, you know, and I want to respect, I for sure always want to respect everybody's free will with that, and not judge, you know, people's decisions about what's healthiest for them. You know, a lot of people in society have tremendous judgment about, you know, this is how you should act with your mother, and this is the relationship you should have with your mother. But everybody's different spiritual ages, and you know, every situation is unique. So but how I did it then, since everybody's situation is unique, is I just explained to everyone on a spirit level, okay, well, put in front of you, not in front of me, because, whoa, gosh, I'd probably get sick or something. But put in front of you, like, your energy of your agreements with your mother or mother figures or both. So, because, I mean, everybody has a genetic mother, whether they know them or not, or they're in heaven or living or whatever. And then some people also have stepmothers. So I just, or maybe a sibling that pretends like she's your mother. Or maybe like a mother-in-law, or ex-mother-in-law. So anyway, I just had everybody put in front of them their energy about the agreements that they have with their mother. And this was particularly interesting for the participants whose mothers are in heaven, particularly the mothers if they crossed over when the kid was still a kid. Because it definitely needed some updating, you know, like if your mom crossed over when you were 2, you know, it's like you may not really have an fully adult sense of you and her, because obviously, you know, if someone crosses over, they still exist, they're in heaven, they're still there, you know, they exist, so you could kind of update your relationship with them as you wish. So anyway, so that was it. So everybody just put in front of themselves, and to the extent that was healthy today, you know, I didn't want to overdo it with anybody, you know, but I just had people, you know, put in front of themselves their energy of their agreements with their mothers and mother figures, and I just helped them I grounded it. I actually did grounding of like every color, all 7, you know, like sort of the classic chakra colors. So red, orange, yellow, green, 2 different shades of blue, and purple. And I just, you know, like one at a time, I grounded all those piles with like red earth energy, and then orange earth energy. So it's not mine, it's just energy from the center of the earth, and yellow, and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. All the colors, like just gradually, and just ran gold light through all those piles, so that to the extent that people were wanting it, they could transform and kind of clean up, you know, and for some of them just get rid of or whatever, you know, just change and transform and update their own agreements with their mothers or mother figures. So that was pretty fascinating. And then my sample person that the angels picked, ooh, it's getting nice and warm. My sample person that the angels picked, there was a lot that they wanted to say to their mothers, but they never did say. I think that participant, this applied to a lot of people actually, but some of the participants, their moms are in heaven, and that's part of why they have that feeling of that they haven't been able to say everything they wanted to say. And some of them, it's just like you feel like you shouldn't say what you want to say, you know. So I did sort of a similar thing where, you know, everyone put in front of themselves the energy of what they would want to say to their own mothers, and then I just helped them ground that energy and kind of ran gold light through it all. And then if there was anything that was still there that they really did want to say to their mother on a spirit level, then I walked everyone through just handing that, you know, communication to their angels, so then the angels could, like, you know, double check it and edit it if needed, and then pass it along if appropriate to that person's actual mother. But again, that's only like the people that wanted that. Some people, their communication, they just cleared it and that was it, and they were happy with that. So anyway, oh yeah, there was, I helped everyone clear, a lot of times mothers worry, like, you know, which is funny, you know, I mean, some people might be like, Janet, you're so against mothers. It's not that at all. I mean, being a parent, a father or a mother, it's a huge deal. It's a huge sacrifice, and a very long-term sacrifice because they take a long time to grow up. And you have a first chakra cord to that child up till like they're 13 or 14 years of age. So your first chakra kind of works for 2 or 3 or however many kids you have. It works for yourself, but then also for those kids that are 13 or under, generating safety energy for them and sort of sending them earth energy too through that cord. So that's actually why there's sort of that stereotype of mothers always worrying, is because their first chakra gets really blocked and taxed with all that, you know, safety energy leaving their first chakra. And so they just, you know, get used to feeling afraid and feeling a heightened sense of fear for their kids' well-being. That's why it's not just like, oh, mothers are concerned for their child's welfare. It's mothers worry and they're afraid for their child's welfare. You know, that's the difference. It's a blocked up first chakra that isn't generating enough energy for the mom to feel as safe as she ideally would want to feel. So I just help people to, and you know, there were people that, so I help people clear fear for their loved ones, like first chakra or first layer, like first layer. My first layer is kind of big, which I think is nice because it makes you feel really anchored. How you do that is just, you know, make your first chakra a lot bigger, you know, like with your hand and gold light and your intention, you keep unblocking the front and the back of it, and just imagine, you know, making it bigger and bigger and bigger until it generates a ton of, you know, red courage and safety energy, so you feel like, yeah, I got this, I am courageous. So but anyway, so I help people clear their fear about their loved ones, be it children or parents or siblings or whatever, because like I said, society sort of society just sort of stereotypes that of course you're going to be afraid for your loved ones, but it's actually not necessary. You can be concerned and aware and compassionate and empathetic, but that whole fear worry thing, that just means you got some blocks that you need help with or that you could release. So anyway, there was that. Then one of my sample people, their fear for their family's welfare was not clearing, and I noticed it was because of shame. They had some shame, where shame is like where you feel like, you know, you're wrong somehow, you did something bad or something wrong, and it kind of makes your energy feel real heavy, and it's actually totally unproductive. You know, it's different from having personal ethics and a consciousness where you're like, oh, next time I'm going to do this differently because I believe I should do it differently next time. You know, shame just like messes up your energy. So I helped everybody release shame out of their energy, because sometimes, you know, people have shame in relation to their family members, you know, like, oh, my brother thinks I should be this way but I'm not and I feel ashamed, or oh, my father always wanted me to grow up and be this but I'm not and so I feel shame, you know. So anyway, it just helped everybody release that. So if you want, you know, if listening to that sounds like, oh yeah, I need more of that, you know, just imagine, you know, you're grounding, nice big grounding, red, orange, or yellow maybe. I mean, any rainbow color, but I like those colors because I feel like they're better for the lower chakras, 3, 2, and 1. But anyway, like say a big red grounding, and you just imagine like any shame that you feel, that heavy, like, you know, just imagine it like rocks, and the gold light from your hands is like washing out the rocks, and they fall down, you're grounding down to the center of the earth. So again, you can even have like an affirmation with it. I am releasing shame. I am releasing shame. I am letting go of shame. I am tired of being ashamed. I release shame. How about that? Woohoo! So I did that too with like emotional baggage, because a lot of people, they may have siblings or somebody in their family that kind of dumps on them like guilt and emotional baggage, you know, like, oh, my life is so hard and you don't care enough about me. So I did that same release with everybody, you know, helping them to release whatever like emotional baggage that their family members have dumped on them, that they were ready to release. I mean, that's something you can work on every single day for the rest of your life. But you know, I just wanted to do a little bit for people. Then this is sort of the wrap-up time. I did like maybe 3 minutes after, beyond the 20 minutes that I said I was gonna do for free 3 minutes at the end this time. That if you're an energy geek and you like these recap videos and you didn't see the last set of 3 recap videos, like, you missed out. Like, for sure, go back and watch them. The recaps for the mini triplet healings of April 28th, 2017, April 30th, 2017, and May 2nd, 2017, because there was a lot of good stuff there, particularly about, okay, like, say if my physical body is here and if my spirit is here, like, okay, now it's there, right here. So I was just here and I went like this with my spirit. Okay, but that's annoying. I'm not gonna stay there, because when I talk, I like to be fully present in my body, right? But just say, for example, my spirit was over there. It's connected by 2 good cords that you like. They're good, you keep them, because it helps your spirit, which is you as an eternal spirit, right? That helps you send energy into your physical body. And so there's a 3rd chakra cord at the 3rd chakra of your spirit body's 3rd chakra and your physical body's 3rd chakra. There's a cord here that flows that nice, I mean, if you have your 3rd at yellow, which I do, then it flows this nice yellow energy of yours back and forth. And then 7th chakra, there's a good cord here that you want to keep, that's between your spirit and your physical body at the 7th chakra. And if you keep your 7th chakra at purple like I do, then you have a physical spirit, you have a physical body 7th chakra that's purple, and then a spirit body 7th chakra that's purple. So then this cord is sending, you know, this great 7th chakra confidence and empowerment energy from your spirit 7th to your physical 7th. And so anyway, I just helped everybody clean out those cords and expand them a little bit, and, you know, like, keep them, of course, but keep that flow nice and strong. But anyway, those other recap videos talk a lot about those cords. And, you know, you could call them cords, you could call them connections, because, I mean, technically it is an energy cord, but usually when we talk about cords, it's like something you don't want, but those obviously you want to keep. And then again, I help people to just comb out up here, because there was so much transforming happening in the session that people just needed a little extra flow up here. So I did that with people, and the moms, a couple people do have significant boundary issues with their mothers. Like, they're grown up, they're like 30 and they have their own kids, but their mothers are like, you know, you should do what I say you should do, you know. So at those cords, at the connections, the 7th chakra, 7th to 7th and 3rd to 3rd, at those good connections, they had their moms like tapping into those connections to try to backseat drive, you know, their life and get them to do certain things. And so I help people to clear their moms out of that cord there. And even really, like, I mean, my parents that their kids are participating in this, they don't do that to their kids. You know, like, even if you're a kid, that having somebody connect into that connection or this connection is like too much. It's really overwhelming. It doesn't like make you behave better. But I mean, the parents that, you know, the little families, the 2 parents and the 2 kids, and the 2 parents and the 2 kids that are in this triplet set, they don't do that to their kids. But sometimes grandparents do that to kids, you know, occasionally. If the grandparent is like really intense, they might be in those connections of their grandkids, between the grandkids, you know, physical 7th and 3rd and the spirit 7th and 3rd. They could kind of like tap into that and, you know, be like, listen to your mother, listen to your father, you know, whatever, you know. So so that healing probably helped those kids, you know, with the intense grandparents, just to kind of, you know, get back that flow so they feel more present. And then the final thing was the lower 3 chakras. Let me back up enough. So like 3rd chakra, 2nd chakra, wait, my second, my belly button's here, so my second chakra is beneath that, and then my first chakra is right here. So third, second, and first chakra, I help people to expand those chakras, you know, with gold light and unblocking the front and the back of those chakras so that the chakras got bigger. Because what happens with these healings is everybody's spirit is like, yeah, I am free, and they generate all this new energy, but then like if their body chakras don't expand enough, then they can't fit in anymore. So it's like trying to get into jeans that's like way too tight now. So so I help people to just, you know, like make the body chakras, particularly the bottom three of them, 3, 2, 1, a lot bigger and more flowing, so then their spirits that are now bigger and more flowing can fit in. Okay, well, this video was quite long, and I hope that's okay, and I hope this was a benefit to you guys. So have a great day, you guys, and if you're a participant, of course, there'll be another healing on Sunday and another healing on Tuesday. Bye!